Coming up on a video today, we have got Epsom coming up on Saturday, and we also have Sandown for the King George. But it's all about Epsom. Saturday coming up tomorrow. Have I got tips for you? So coming up right after this. What's up, guys? Dino here. Welcome back to my racing channel. Hope everyone's all good, healthy and well. I hope you are all still doing the social distancing. There's a lot happening down in England tomorrow. Obviously the pubs, restaurants, etc. So stay safe, everyone. Be as secure as you possibly can be down there. Enjoy. We've got the Derby tomorrow. We've got the Oaks tomorrow. We've got Sandown on Sunday, the King George, Enable, Giath, Japan. Oh my goodness. What racing have we got to look forward to? It's fantastic racing. But we are going to start off first and foremostly. 2 new subscribers. Thank you very, very much. Very much appreciated. And I've not even been on for about a week. The reason I wasn't on, ladies and gents, the racing was pretty poor. And that's all down to what's coming up tomorrow and Sunday. A lot of the big trainers, you didn't see Frankie out very much. I think Ryan was out maybe 3 or 4 times during the week there, riding first to Michael Stout, etc. But you didn't see an awful lot of big shots out. A lot of class 5s, 6s. There was a couple of 4s in there. But yeah, this week has been pretty... It's been okay, but I think everybody's just been warming up to tomorrow. The Oaks, the Derby and the King George on Sunday. So where we're going to start is 4 races we're going to look at. Before we go any further, thank you to the 2 new subscribers. I know I said that about a minute ago, but it is very, very much appreciated. What can I say? You obviously like what you see on the channel. There's tons of videos there for you all to look at. There's still lots of people looking at the videos, etc., and checking the channel out. But yeah, thank you to the 2 new subscribers. That is very, very much appreciated. Really is. On to tomorrow. Well, 4 races we're going to look at. 4 horses we're going to look at. Then I'll give you my tips. Coming up. Okay, so we will start obviously at Epsom. And we're going to have a look at the first race, the 150. Just a small race, but very good horses in here. Toisol, 74 favourite at this precise moment. Modern News, I think he was running not that long ago. Last week, I think it was. Mutasawed, he was running, I think it was at Lingfield. And Haler just ran the other day as well. So we're going to have a look at these ones, have a look at the form. Now at the moment, and this is very, very important, at the moment it's saying that the going is good. I'm not sure if they're going to be getting rain down in Epsom, but for the horses that we're looking at, it shouldn't bother them too much. But in this race, if we look at the first one, Toisol, I hope that's the proper way to pronounce that. And we look at its form again as we look at the pedigree. Ade is the sire, Diamond Green is the dam sire. Not heard really much about they two, if I'm being totally honest. But if we look at the form, it's only had the 1 run. That was on the 16th of June. And if we look at it, 6 furlongs, good, which is what it's going to be running tomorrow. Excuse me. It's won its race. Can't do any more than win your race. Doesn't matter what you're running against. It was in a class 5. There was a lot of newcomers in there. It's now going to go from a class 5 well way up to this race tomorrow. It was 9 stone 5 that day. It's 9 stone 5 tomorrow. Ran on good ground. Ran over 6 furlongs. kept on well. It's won the race by 3/4 of a length, but I think it was a little bit comfier and more cosier than what it says there. Do we know what it's ran against? Zamani, again, first time. Zayon, first time. So you don't know what it's been running against. So it's difficult to take out of that race alone. But it can't do any more than win the race, and it's won it by 3/4 of a length. Will it come on from that? Yep, absolutely will come on from that. Owen Burrows, again, he's doing quite well with his horses. The next one in line is Modern News. And if we look at Modern News' form, again, Shamadal, New Approach, we all know about they two absolutely, it's an impeccable pedigree. Godolphin, Charlie Appleby, and if we look at its last run, which was the 18th of June, it was in a very, very good race at Royal Ascot, a listed race. That was in soft. Battleground won the race. Really, really good horse. Ian O'Brien's, Ryan Moore on it. Won it by 2.5 lengths. Modern News finished 5th, beaten 6.5 lengths. But the way you've got to look at this is there a battleground in that race? I wouldn't think so. We'll look at the race that Modern News ran before this, but what we'll need to remember is this was over 7 furlongs on soft ground in a listed race, which is a very good race. Prominent on outer, ridden over 2 out, weakened from over 1 out. So hence the reason it's getting put back to 6 furlongs. And if we look at its very first race, which was on June the 7th, it was over 6 furlongs. It was on good ground at Newmarket, and it's won its race. 9 stone 5, it's got 9 stone 5 tomorrow, and it's won that race there by a neck to its companion Noble Dynasty, which William Buick was on. But Modern News that day, he won that quite comfortably, I thought. And I think he will certainly come on from that race. So in my eyes, before I give you the tip, we'll look at Mutazawed. And Mutazawed, again, you look at the sires, there's Dam Sires, Dan Silly, excellent pedigree. And we'll look at its last run, which was the 19th of June, over 6 furlongs, which it's running tomorrow. It was a maiden, but it can't do any more than win the race, and it's won the race by half a length, which was quite cosily as well when I watched it. Elected ran second. Again, we don't know very much about this race. I've checked all the times out. I know it's different race courses that these 3 horses were running it, but every single one of them was 1 minute 12, which is incredibly hard if you're going to be picking a winner. So each of these horses have won their races, or their first race. Tawasal won his, Modern News won his first race, and Mutazawed won his second race. We're back to 6 furlongs for Modern News. Mutazawed's already done 6 furlongs, and so was Tawasal. So my tip for tomorrow, or one of the tips for tomorrow, is going to be Modern News. I think it'll come on from the race. I think dropping back to 6 furlongs is the right thing to do. It feels more comfortable in that. It's in a Class 2. We don't know very much about Tawasal. That's went from a Class 5 to a Class 2. So obviously the trainer, Owen Burrows, who's in good form just now, obviously thinks that it's good enough to win this race. And who am I to say, no, it's not. So, very difficult race. Very difficult race. Any day 3 could win it, if I'm being totally honest. It's going to be who handles the course, because we know what Epsom's like. I would expect it to, it might be on the round course, we don't know. But, in my opinion, I just think Modern News has had the 2 runs. It will have stripped fitter. I would think it'll be fitter than Tawasal. We all know about Mark Johnson horses. But my tip for tomorrow, or one of the tips for tomorrow, is going to be Modern News in the 150. Move on to the next race, which is going to be the 225. And yep, you can all see what I can see. One of my favourites, Derek, is out tomorrow. But if I'm being honest, he's up against a good one in Safe Voyage. I would expect Safe Voyage to win this. It's got an overall rating of 114. It's carrying 9 stone 5. They all are. Derek's only got an overall rating of 104. But Derek has ran on turf twice now and absolutely ran a stinking race on each time. We've seen him at Ascot, which I really did fancy him that day. And in fact, I'm sure I tipped him up that day. And he finished 19th. I don't know. I can't see it being the ground. I don't know if there was something wrong with the horse. I just don't know. I don't know. I was as shocked as probably John Gosden, to be quite honest. The only thing I can say here for a glimpse of hope is Jim Crowley's now on it. Now, that's nothing against Dane O'Neill, etc., that were riding it the last twice, because he's an excellent jockey, but Jim Crowley's on it. But he's going to have to go some, just like all of the rest, to beat Safe Voyage. So I'm not going to tip anything in here, but what I am going to say to you is I will be backing Derek, but I'm backing it not with my head, with my heart, because I really like the horse. And I'm going to give it, hopefully, third time lucky on turf. And yeah, you're probably saying you're mad. Safe Voyage has got the better form, and it has got the better form. You can't argue with it. Safe Voyage will probably be the winner of that race. But if Safe Voyage isn't up to scratch and doesn't handle Epsom, and Derek does handle Epsom, then Derek would be in with a shout. I will be back in Derek tomorrow, but I'm not going to put it down as one of my tips. As I say, my heart's ruling my head because I like the horse, so I'm going to be back in Derek, but it's not a tip. But I probably it's going to be Safe Voyage. It probably wins the race, but we'll wait and see. All right, on to the next one. What was it, this one? We're on to the Oaks. Now, there's only 8 runners in it. Everybody's seeing this as a 2-horse race. If I'm being honest, I'm agreeing with them. I think it's a 2-horse race. Frankly, Darling has done absolutely nothing wrong on the 2 races. Won them very, very convincingly. And if you remember rightly, this horse started off, I think it was a Class 4 race, and it's now running in a Group 1. That speaks for itself. It's got an overall rating of 110, running with 9 stone on its back. It's got Frankie Dettori, John Gosden. What is there not to like about Frankly Darling? You take love out the equation, Frankly Darling is something like 3 or 4 to 1 on to win that race. But I've got to stick with love. I liked its run back when it came, but its first run back at Newmarket, when it won its race, came down the hill 2 furlongs out, rides on the outside, kept an eye on everything, excuse me, and pulled away the last 100 yards, won it by, I think it was 2 or 3 lengths. It's a different kettle of fish that Frank Nadal's going to be dealing with here, with love. I can't see anything outside of A2 winning it on form. And as I always say to you, if you do your homework, more times than not, you will come up with winners and placed horses. But on this occasion, it can only be down to the A2. And as you think, love, with the vast experience that it's got behind it, It's got Ian O'Brien on it. It'll have came on from that race at Newmarket. It's got Ryan Moore as a jockey. As much as I like Frankly Darling, I think Love will have just that wee bit too much for it. Alright, so one of my tips for tomorrow is going to be Love in the Oaks at Epsom. And obviously, you know what's coming up next. In fact, it's the Derby. And I have spoke highly about this horse since it won its race at Lingfield. I've said it on 2 or 3 videos now about English King. It was so impressive in its race at Lingfield. Cruised round, pulled away the last furlong. It was going away. It's won it by 3-4 lengths, and beat a very good horse in the making at that point as well. Excuse me. Frankie Dettori's got the ride for it. He likes the ride. He's rode the horse now 2 or 3 times. Yeah, it's only got an overall rating of 112. It's only ran once this season, but that counts. The race that it's won, that counts for nothing now because it's now in the Derby. And again, that's jumped from something like a class 2 or 3 and it's right into a Group 1, which is the biggest race in the world, as the Derby. So English King, Kamiko, we all seen what it did in the Guineas. Will Kamiko stay the 1 mile 4? I have my doubts. It may stay 1 mile 3, but I can just see it maybe battling out the finish until maybe the final furlong and then sort of ran out of speed there. So I can't see, I could be wrong, I could be 100% wrong, but I can't see Kamiko lasting the 1 mile 4. But hey, that's my opinion. Mogul, Ryan Moore's picked this one ahead of every other one of Ian O'Brien's. That, to me, has to be a danger. A horse that cost over 3 million. Excellent pedigree. Certainly was a little bit on the, shall we say, heavy side when it ran at Ascot. Still ran a decent race against decent horses, but that fat will have been gone. That'll be stripped fitter for the Derby. It'll be ready, in my opinion. Again, will it handle the course? Nobody knows. Nobody knows until it runs. But if Mogul handles the course, I think Mogul is a big danger to English King. It's nothing against Russian Emperor. Ryan was on that the last time it was run. I think that was at Royal Ascot. And again, ran a great race. Absolute great race. Back against City. Was second in its comeback. Can't argue with that. You've seen Highland Chief again. Good run. Pile Driver. We've seen Pile Driver at Ascot as well, winning. So there's a lot of horses in there that have got chances. A lot of horses. But I think the winner is going to either come from English King or Mogul. And it's down to you, ladies and gents, what you want to pick, because I cannot split them now. I was all for English King, but with Mogul just carrying a little bit of condition at Ascot, running a decent race, that's going to be a big danger. It's going to be a big danger, in my opinion. I don't think Kamiko will last. Russian Emperor, you'll get a good run out of it. Vatican City, you'll probably get a good run. And it's all going to depend if these horses handle the course. This is what it's all going to depend on. So, tip-wise for this, I'm going to give you 2. And it's English King or Mogul that I think will win the Derby, because I think English King has not got an awful lot of experience. Neither's Mogul. Neither's a lot of them, to be quite honest. Some of them have ran 4 or 5 races. Some have only ran 1. Some have ran 2. It'll be very interesting. But I'm going to say English King or Mogul to win the Derby tomorrow. It's going to be fascinating. a fascinating day tomorrow, and a really, really good one on Sunday as well with Enable. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do in the Derby. I'm going to be doing the English King and the Mogul. So, they're going to be two tips in the Derby. Again, you don't have to put them on the nose. There's enough in that field. And there's another thing. There's 14, 15 in the field. You get caught behind horses, and English King gets the first run on Mogul, or vice versa, or Kamiko, or rushing it. It's all going to depend where you position your horse. But if I've got to be honest, I can just... Frankie's got drawn one, which is... A lot of people don't like getting drawn low in the Derby. But he's got a lot of experience, Frankie. He'll know what to do. Ryan will know what to do. They've been there, done it, wore the t-shirt. But I just feel one of the two will win the Derby tomorrow. Could be wrong, but my tips for tomorrow is going to be English King or Mogul to win the Derby. I'm going to do also Modern News. I'm going to be Modern News in the 150. And in the 225, I'm just going to keep an eye on Derek. So there's three tips for you tomorrow. Two in the Derby, one in the 150. Modern News in the 150. English King or Mogul to win the Derby. And I'm going to keep an eye on this race here, the 225 at Epsom, which is, I'm going to keep an eye on Derek. Yes, I will be backing it, but I honestly think if Safe Voyage is up to scratch, can handle the course, it should win. It should win. But if it doesn't, and Derek can get his act together on turf and handles the course, I don't think Derek will be far away. Alright, that's the video for today. Hope you are all well. Stay safe. Enjoy yourselves tomorrow, but be careful, ladies and gents. Alright, have a good day watching Epsom. I'll be back tomorrow with another video for Sandown and the King George. Alright, you all take care. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.